The grandmother cuts her wrists and lets her granddaughter drink her blood. This is a unique resurrection ceremony in their witch family. Every witch must drink the blood of a family member on her 17th birthday to awaken her unique witch abilities. Conversely, if they don't drink the blood, they will die. By night, the girl's abilities begin to show. Her boyfriend is suddenly awakened by snoring sounds. He opens his eyes only to find that his girlfriend has turned into a greasy middle-aged man. At this moment, the boyfriend realizes that his girlfriend has awakened the ability to transform. The boyfriend tries to get up but is hugged tightly by the other person just as he doesn't know how to escape. The phone next to them starts ringing. This awakens the girlfriend, and because of her newly awakened transformation ability, she is invited to join a special task force that hunts blood wizards. But before taking on any missions, she must undergo strict training. As the new team member, the girl is mocked by her teammates for always shooting like she's using a mop. At first, she doesn't mind, but back in the locker room, the teasing continues non-stop. They even call her and her brother useless. Finally, the girl can't stand it anymore. In retaliation, she uses her ability to transform into the appearance of her teammate and reveals herself by opening the towel for everyone to see.
Stop it. Oh, don't be ashamed. I think you look great. I mean, your boyfriend must be thrilled.
Then she transforms into her boyfriend's appearance, and finally she even transforms into her teammate's father, mocking him with extremely sarcastic words. It turns out the girl has a half-brother named Nathan, and Nathan's father is the most evil black wizard in history. Shortly after he was born, their mother tragically died. Thus, the two children were raised by their grandmother from a young age. However, the Wizards' Council was particularly concerned about Nathan's growth, fearing he would inherit his father's evil bloodline. Therefore, they would cut the boy's arm every week and record the speed of wound healing. Then they would ask him if he could hear other people's heartbeats, which are signs of a black wizard's bloodline awakening. Thankfully, under their grandmother's guidance, Nathan was gentle-natured and harbored no evil thoughts. But because of his background, he was ostracized by everyone around him, including his sister, who blamed their mother's death entirely on Nathan. He grew up in such an environment, and in the year he turned 16, he met a girl named Anna. Just because he talked a bit more with Anna, he was brutally beaten by Anna's cousin, who even humiliated him in public. Despite this, Nathan chose to remain silent, as his grandmother had always told him not to harbor any violent thoughts. When Nathan was leaving, he suddenly found out Anna was actually the daughter of the White Witches' Council president, and she was looking at him with hostility. At that moment, Nathan understood it was better to stay away from Anna. But the next day at school, Anna approached Nathan, and this was the first time someone wanted to be his friend. Unexpectedly, in the afternoon, Anna's cousin came looking for trouble again, first humiliating Nathan, and even insulting his deceased mother. Unable to bear it any longer, he completely lost control, lifted a bicycle, and smashed it at him. His actions were brought to the attention of the Wizards' Council, and they took him to their headquarters. They warned Nathan that he was showing violent tendencies, and the control they had over him since childhood was to prevent him from becoming an evil black wizard. But Nathan was very dissatisfied, questioning whether he wasn't supposed to defend himself when bullied. So they decided to show Nathan how his father hunted down white witches. Soon, the room started replaying the scenes before a witch's death, but they had cast a spell, so only the sounds and items floating in the air could be heard. Then, Nathan's father appeared as a wolf, bit her to death, and took out her heart, gaining her magic. Afterward, Nathan was terrified. He didn't know how to face all this. Anna suddenly asked him out one day and expressed her love for him. As they grew closer, Nathan suddenly heard Anna's heart, leaving him disconcerted. After returning home, he faced another weekly test, and this time, the female instructor noticed his body's healing ability had significantly improved. And when questioned by the instructor, Nathan chose to lie.
If you listen carefully, can you hear my heartbeat?
You cannot escape from me. The gods above and our destiny.
After the instructor leaves, he felt a bit panicked and uneasy. Just then, a figure suddenly appeared outside the window, scaring him. Turning around, he realized it was Anna. After Nathan chased out the other person, quickly ran into the woods. By the time caught up, what came towards him was a blow to the head. Then Nathan's sister came out from the side. Turns out all this was pre-planned by the sister and Anna's cousin. After knocking him unconscious, they took him to an abandoned house. When he woke up, Anna's cousin didn't say a word and slashed his face. Seeing the wound heal so quickly, the sister asked for another cut. Then Nathan fought back, but accidentally hit Anna's cousin, causing the dagger to pierce into his abdomen. The cousin, seeing his life in danger, ran away. At this time, Nathan begged his sister to save him, but the sister ignored him, leaving him to fend for himself until midnight. The grandmother found him barely alive. She gave him a potion and performed witchcraft to save him. This saved his life until the next morning. He woke up from the coma. Nathan, after suffering all this, went to school furiously and directly knocked his cousin to the ground, beating him beyond recognition. Nathan, realizing the gravity of his actions, returned home seeking help from his grandmother. He was very afraid of becoming the dark wizard they spoke of. The grandmother believed whether he was a dark wizard or a white wizard, he would still be a good child. But the grandmother also knew she alone couldn't protect Nathan. She had to seek help from other witches. The grandmother took out a piece of paper with a spell, asked Nathan to read it. While she began concocting a potion, after inhaling the potion, the grandmother's expression suddenly changed. Turns out she's a powerful witch to possess her. This witch quickly understood their purpose, so she took out a dagger and carved a runny on Nathan's hand, saying that when he was in dire need, just call out to her for help. Then the witch left the grandmother's body. At this moment, the witch council arrived arrived at their house. According to local law, Nathan should have been executed, but a witch with the gift of prophecy left a parable before dying. It said his offspring would kill the wolf. Therefore, Nathan became the key person to kill his father. They took Nathan away in Avical, intending Ainamate secret base, but the squad escorting him disliked his status as a dark wizard, so they beat him up halfway, and his half-sister from a different mother watched him getting beaten without any intention to help, even showing a mysterious smile. Luckily, Nathan had strong bloodline, his wounds healed quickly. Upon reaching the secret base, the female instructor only allowed him to stay in a dog cage. Nathan gradually became stronger under the instructor's training, but he often missed the days spent with Anna, and Anna soon celebrated his 17th birthday. His father held a grand awakening ceremony for him and made him drink his blood. Now it just had to wait, and he would awaken the witch's powers. His father's power was controlling plants, and his mother had the power of water control. He was looking forward to what kind of power he would awaken, and never expected his awakened power would far exceed his imagination. Anna tried to use magic on a flower pot, but after several attempts, nothing happened. This made him very frustrated. But just then, his pet mouse suddenly crawled to his hand and bit his finger. The next second, the mouse disintegrated. Then Anna realized he had awakened a very terrifying power. He then took out an old pocket watch to try again. Despite what he experienced, the pocket watch remained intact. This led Anna to believe his magic only worked on living beings. But at night, when he went to sleep, he had a nightmare. Waking from the dream, he suddenly found the previously intact pocket watch shattered. This unsettled Anna. He wanted to tell his father, but didn't find him in the study. There, on the desk, he saw a book about witchcraft. Out of curiosity, he opened it. He saw a destructive witchcraft called Hunt that could disintegrate anything instantly. This witchcraft was hard to master. At this time, he suddenly found a portrait of himself under the book. He recognized at a glance it was drawn by Nathan. Then he understood Nathan's recent disappearance must be related to his father. It turns out his father, Cyril, was involved many years ago in the operation to hunt Nathan's father. And now Marcus has begun to retaliate against those 12 people. Although Nathan was key in killing his father, according to the prophecy, he was worried he might not live to see that day. So he considered using an ancient forbidden witchcraft. This witchcraft required the caster's closest kin and the recipient's closest kin's blood to work. But he did not hesitate, ruthlessly killing his own brother and took his heart blood. Then he went to Nathan's grandmother's house, killed her in the same manner to cover up his crimes. He painted a cross with blood on the wall to frame Nathan's father, Marcus. The next day, he went to the secret base where Nathan was trained and announced their plans had changed. They needed to take Nathan away. But learning of his grandmother's death, Nathan, distraught, refused to go with them and knocked down the guards in front of him. But since he had not yet awakened his magic, he was eventually subdued by their witchcraft. When he woke up again, he was already at the headquarters of the Witch Council. Cyril tied him up, then took out the prepared blood, muttering strange incantations and carved strange runes on Nathan's body. The witchcraft was halfway done, just waiting for the right moment to complete the ceremony. After saying this, Cyril left the room. Luckily, Nathan was prepared. He had hidden a hairpin and used it to unlock the handcuffs. But just as he was leaving the room, he was spotted by a security guard. The guard, seeing him trying to escape, pulled out a gun intending to shoot. At that moment, the guard's body suddenly began to split and then exploded. It turned out Anna had come to the headquarters to find Nathan and saw him in danger, so she instinctively used her power. Before the two could recover, Nathan's sister suddenly appeared, so the two fled desperately. Finally, shaking off the sister at a crossroads, they found a restaurant to sit down in. Anna, having just killed someone, was terrified. Nathan tried to comfort him, but Anna backed away, afraid of harming him. Finally, Nathan still reached out and held his hand, saying it was not his fault, just that he could not control his power yet. But Nathan's crisis was not over. The White Witches would definitely come for him, and there was only a week left until Nathan's 17th birthday. If he did not drink the blood of his relatives, he would die. But his grandmother had passed away, and his sister would definitely not give him her blood. At this time, Nathan remembered the mark the witch had made on his hand. All he needed to do was call out for help, and the mark would lead him to the witch.
Help! Help!
Help!
Help!
Boy, if you're just gonna sit there shouting like idiots, you can piss off outside.
Just then, the mark on Nathan's hand suddenly begins to change. Following the arrow displayed, they arrive in front of a wall. Nathan knocks on it lightly 3 times. Surprisingly, the wall starts to crumble, revealing a door before them. When they enter the room, there is an old man with white hair named Gabriel. After seeing the mark on Nathan's hand, he mentions he has been waiting for him. It turns out Gabriel is the messenger of the Supreme Black House, Mercury, who possesses the ability to disregard familial bloodlines. Thus, he is the only one who can help Nathan. At that moment, there's a knock from outside the door. Clearly, the pursuers have reached their location. Nathan's training proves to be effective as he quickly takes down the pursuers, but since the place is no longer safe, Gabriel takes out 2 magic orbs. They could use these to escape through the window. However, he hadn't anticipated Anna's presence, so suggests that one of them must stay behind. Nathan refuses, insisting that if they are to escape, they must all do so together. He then makes Anna swallow one of the magic orbs. As more pursuers arrive, Gabriel, having no choice, grabs Nathan and they both jump out. After successfully escaping, Gabriel takes them aboard a pirate ship. The next morning, they arrive at a small town where Gabriel blows a handful of magic dust, creating a portal right before them. The trio steps through the portal, and the next second, they find themselves on the streets of Paris. But upon returning to Gabriel's apartment, they discover it has been ransacked, and his most prized possession is missing. To find the next portal, they must retrieve that item. They then head to a bar to gather information, and indeed, they find out where the item has been taken. However, as they set out to retrieve it, they attract the attention of the local police. Gabriel insists Nathan and Anna escape first, while he gets arrested by the police. The two fleeing individuals came to a bar. They found Gabriel's friend to seek help, so they posed as lawyers and went to the police station and met Gabriel, who had been arrested. During the conversation, he cast a spell to control and knock out two police officers. The successful escapees returned to the bar to celebrate. It was then they learned that the portal to Mercury's residence was actually right beneath the bar, and what Gabriel had been looking for all along was just a book of 300 nursery rhymes. The two deceived ones seriously ridiculed Gabriel, but they accidentally revealed Nathan's identity. However, when the people at the bar learned that Nathan's father was their leader, they suddenly changed their attitude. But Gabriel suddenly declared he would no longer be involved in this matter and left the bar. And it turned out they had also learned of the prophecy, believing Nathan would kill his father. So the people at the bar started attacking them. In the chaos, the two hid in the warehouse. Meanwhile, Gabriel, after some thought, returned to the bar. He took out a bottle of magic potion and threw it into the crowd. He wanted to use their limited vision to launch a surprise attack, but unfortunately, there were too many of them, and he was captured by the crowd. While in the warehouse, Nathan suddenly discovered the portal they had been looking for right in front of them. But at that moment, they heard Gabriel's voice. After a moment of thought, they decided to go out and rescue Gabriel. But because of this, they also missed the chance to go through the portal. The bar owner, holding a pistol, locked the warehouse door. They had no choice but to run out of the bar. Now unable to use the portal to find Mochuling, Gabriel had to take a detour. But this route was much riskier. The locals were very hostile to outsiders, so they had to be very cautious. But they had just entered the border when they were discovered trespassing on their territory. They should have been executed on the spot. But seeing Gabriel's status as a black wizard, they were just prepared to expel them. But when they learned that Nathan's father was Marcus, their family elder actually came out and forcibly kept them to have them attend tomorrow's gathering. During dinner that night, the elder reveals secrets about the black wizards to them. It turns out that among the black wizards, some people will awaken some special abilities. They can obtain others' spells by eating their hearts. And Nathan's father, Marcus, the reason why he hunted those white wizards was because the white wizards envied their abilities and ambushed a group of white wizards to exterminate Marcus. They even claimed that those with this ability are all demons. The elder here also possesses this ability. He has over 100 spells on him, all passed down to him through this method after their family members died. Meanwhile, Anna's father, Saul, by torturing the pirates severely and also got a grasp of their whereabouts and was already on the way here. The next day, the ceremony began. They brought up a white wizard who had sneaked into their homeland not long ago and killed several of their comrades. So today, they were going to execute him on the spot. They put the white owl in a strange cage. Then the elder chanted a spell, and the wooden cage began to rapidly tighten. In the end, it directly squeezed out the white owl's blood. At this moment, the elder stepped forward, took out his heart, and began to feast. After the ceremony ended, Anna was still a bit unable to accept it. It was also at this time that Nathan suddenly fainted. At this moment, the elder also came to his side. He immediately recognized the rune mark on Nathan's body and said that this mark is a kind of parasitic spell used to steal the wizard's magic. Then he asked his granddaughter to touch the herbs. But before long, the granddaughter said she couldn't find the herbs he needed. At that moment, there was a knock at the door. It turned out to be Nathan's instructor, who had already caught up here. He told the people to hand over Nathan and Anna, or they was forced. The elder, seeing the other party daring to threaten himself, immediately drove him out. Just as everyone was preparing to go out to confront the enemy, the little granddaughter suddenly took out a dagger and stabbed towards the elder's chest. At this moment, a villager wanted to shoot the little granddaughter, but was pushed away by his grandfather. And it was this shot that made the white wizards outside start shooting indiscriminately into the room. Many clansmen died on the spot, and the little girl previously crawled to Nathan's fingers. It turns out that this little girl was actually Nathan's sister in disguise. At the same time, a white wizard rushed in, directly shot the elder in the head. In a moment of urgency, Anna exerted her strength again, directly disintegrated the white wizard. Seeing this scene, Nathan's sister decided to temporarily retreat. For survival, they opened a hidden door planning to escape. But in the end, only 4 people really managed to escape. From that dark house family, only a girl managed to escape. Just as they were preparing to escape by boat, the female instructor caught up with them. But she wasn't there to chase them down. Instead, she was there to... On the side of the White Owl Association, Saul, holding Nathan's severed finger, did not choose to continue chasing them, but said that they were already close to success. The next day, they arrived at an amusement park. At that time, the task force captain activated his ability. He knelt on the ground and began chanting a spell. Then, everyone in the amusement park was frozen in place, unable to move. The captain did not want to kill the innocent, and it seemed that the guild leader Saul had other plans. He asked the captain to stay there while he needed to complete the next spell. At that time, the captain learned that among the black wizards they captured yesterday, one boy was having his 17th birthday today. So, he planned to bring the boy's grandfather to complete the awakening ceremony. But after the boy drank his grandfather's blood, he began to convulse in pain. At that moment, the boy realized that the grandfather in front of him was actually Nathan's sister in disguise. Apparently, the sister, out of boredom, wanted to see if her transformation could also change the blood type, and seeing the boy's painful expression, it was obviously not successful. At the same time, the girl who escaped with Nathan also began to convulse all over. It turns out the girl and the boy were twins, and if one of them completed the awakening ceremony, the other would also have the same reaction. Meanwhile, the patrolling captain suddenly found the grandfather's body. He immediately realized that something was wrong and returned to the amusement park, only to find that the boy was already dead, and Nathan's sister seemed unconcerned, even saying that the captain was too late. And Nathan, looking at the dead girl, could no longer suppress the anger in his heart. He charged forward and vented all his anger on the instructor, because just yesterday he had promised him that the White House captain would definitely help them complete the awakening ceremony. But the opponent was, after all, his former teacher, and he was quickly defeated. And the extremely angry Nathan actually took out a gun, wanting to kill the instructor. Seeing this, Anna again used her power to directly disassemble the gun. In the end, Nathan had no choice but to give up. He walked into the woods alone, and Anna followed him. But as they walked, Nathan suddenly fainted again. It turns out that Anna's father, Saul, holding Nathan's severed finger, completed the last spell. Saul also fainted, and at this moment the two began to share memories, which allowed Nathan to see many truths. It turns out his father was not a sense killer. Initially, it was Marcus who proposed to stop the war and live in peace. Both sides agreed to negotiate, but on the day of the negotiation, the White House leaders acted arrogantly and kept insulting the Black Wizards. So Marcus started to kill all the White Wizards present, and he also saw that his mother did not commit suicide, but was also killed by White Wizards. As memories flashed through his mind quickly, Nathan's vital signs also began to weaken gradually. At this moment, the instructor suddenly remembered Anna's ability, so he asked Anna to use her power to extract the witchcraft from Nathan's body. But Anna thought that she had not fully mastered her magic yet, so she was somewhat worried. Finally, under the instructor's guidance, she successfully extracted the witchcraft from Nathan's body. Nathan also regained consciousness. On the other side, guild leader Saul also woke up, originally thinking the witchcraft had failed, but then he heard the heartbeat around him. This was the ability he had longed for. Now he possessed the same ability as Nathan's father, being able to take others' magic by eating their hearts. After obtaining this ability, Saul first extended his malicious hand to his own teammates. The captain was also captured by him to show his strength, but he chanted the names of his teammates and used the magic they once
Such
had.
wonderful gifts, all given over for the greater good.
Seeing this scene, the captain also instantly understood that all the teammates had been killed. Then, Saul, without hesitation, also killed the captain and ate his heart, gaining his ability. On the other hand, Anna and the instructor chose to leave while Nathan was still asleep. After going through so much, Anna was very puzzled by her father's actions. She decided to go back and persuade her father. After waking up and finding Anna gone, Nathan wanted to go after Anna, but was stopped by Gabriel, because in 2 days it would be his 17th birthday. The current priority was to find Mochuli and complete the awakening ceremony. Then the two arrived at a factory. Gabriel began to concoct a potion. White smoke slowly rose and was absorbed by a map, and at that moment the map marked all the portals. Just as the two were about to depart, sudden noises came from outside. Nathan quickly hid while Gabriel went out to check. It turned out to be a white owl who had found the place. At this moment, Nathan picked up a tool and directly struck him on the head from behind. Gabriel wanted to stop him, but it was too late. The man fell to the ground immediately. In the moment before his death, he told Nathan that his sister wanted to harm Anna, and he aimed to warn Anna not to go to her father. After saying this, the man stopped breathing. It turns out the man was the only one who escaped from the White House. Nathan, who killed the innocent man, felt very guilty, and knowing that Anna was in danger, Nathan wanted to go save Anna, but they only had 1 day left. Gabriel forcefully pulled him in front of the portal. Then he blew out the magic dust and the portal appeared. But at that moment, Nathan pushed Gabriel into the portal. He still chose to go save Anna first. Meanwhile, Anna and the instructor on their way back also suffered an attack. The group of Black Wizards from the bar had found them. The instructor, to protect Anna, told her to drive away while he was captured by the Black Wizards. But the instructor's combat strength was very strong. Despite being wounded by several swords, he still easily dealt with several Black Wizards. Meanwhile, Gabriel also arrived at Mercury's villa. He cautiously entered, skillfully opened many mechanisms requiring passwords, and successfully found the refrigerator storing blood. However, strangely, all the blood was there, except for the blood of Nathan's family. Then a woman suddenly appeared behind him. It turned out the woman was the Supreme Black House Marie, and the blood of Nathan's family was in her hands. She questioned why Gabriel didn't bring Nathan over. She had intended to use this to control Nathan, but never expected such a confrontation. She pretended to hand over the blood to Gabriel, but when he was not paying attention, she blew out magic dust. The affected Gabriel suddenly lost his memory, forgetting everything about Nathan. He looked blankly at the blood in his hand and then put the blood back where it came from. Upon returning to his room, Gabriel always felt that he had forgotten something very important. Unintentionally, he opened his precious 300 nursery rhymes. He looked at the few names written in the book. A few vague images suddenly appeared in his mind, and when he saw Nathan's name, he remembered everything. He prepared to break into the secret room again, but he tried several times and the password was wrong. Then a little boy came out and said the password had been changed by Murray. He even entered the correct password. At this moment, the secret room door opened. Gabriel successfully successfully obtained Nathan's family's blood. After coming out, the little boy told him that there was a portal under bed. Just as he was about to leave, Mercury appeared again. Seeing Gabriel determined to leave, she became very angry and revealed her true form, wanting to kill him. Luckily, Gabriel knew the portal's location in advance and escaped through the portal under the bed. On the other side, Anna came alone to find her father. Seeing Anna, he behaved very angrily and said she shouldn't have come here. Just then, wolf howls suddenly came from outside. It seems Marcus had also arrived nearby. At this time, Nathan's sister made a suggestion to Saul. Anna possesses a powerful destructive magic. If she got Anna's power, she could definitely defeat Marcus. Conversely, if Marcus took her power, then no one could stop her. At this moment, Saul's eyes indeed changed. Anna realized that her father was now ruthless in his pursuit of power. Then the black wizards outside suddenly launched an attack, and Anna took this opportunity to break free from her sister's restraint and ran out. At this moment, the white and black wizards began to battle. Outside the castle, there were two black wizards summoning the undead. They awakened all the souls of the dead wizards in the castle. This also made the already darkened Saul hear various sounds around him. Scenes from 20 years ago reappeared, making him, already darkened, enter a completely frenzied state. Nathan's sister went after the fleeing Anna. Due to her familiarity with the terrain, she quickly found the hiding Anna. She tried to convince Anna that she was doing all this for the sake of the entire White Owl family and asked her to surrender. But this time, Anna refused to sit still. She bravely faced her enemy and planned to use her own power. But her sister thought she couldn't fully control this power. What she didn't expect was that after these experiences, Anna had already grown. She easily subdued her sister. Just when she was about to be completely torn apart, the sister suddenly turned into the appearance of Anna's mother, causing Anna to hesitate to strike, and finally chose to let her go. Meanwhile, on the other side, Gabriel, holding the blood, also found Nathan. He was very angry that Nathan had done such reckless thing. At this moment, a white fox suddenly launched a sneak attack on them, striking Gabriel directly in the chest. Seeing the blood on his chest, Nathan thought Gabriel was about to die, but after checking, he found that the shot had not hit him, but had shattered the blood he brought. The previous efforts were wasted, leaving them both very upset. Elsewhere, the female instructor also arrived at the castle. She saw the already frenzied Saul, decided to stop this demon, but the opponent already possessed various magical powers. How could she be Saul's opponent? When a group of black wizards rushed in and saw Saul diluting the instructor's blood, Saul, possessing the power of a demon, mercilessly killed all the intruders. Although he had turned into a demon, he still thought of the witch's prophecy. He walked out, determined to find Nathan and then defeat Marcus. At this moment, dawn broke. Today is Nathan's 17th birthday. If he doesn't drink the blood of his relatives, he'll die. But when Anna found him and planned to take him to find his sister, she discovered that the sister had already fled. Now the last hope was only Nathan's father, Marcus. So the three of them headed towards the forest. But once they entered the forest, they met Anna's father, Saul, and Anna and Gabriel were hit by a freezing spell. He decided to kill Nathan first. At this moment, Nathan could only flee in panic. Suddenly, a white fog instantly enveloped the forest, and Saul was thus lost in the fog. At this time, Nathan's father, Marcus, came to his side. It turns out this white fog was created by him. Marcus did not care about the prophecy that he would be killed. Instead, he actively let Nathan drink his own blood, completing the awakening ceremony. Then Marcus said a strange phrase. He said he would let Nathan recognize himself again. After saying this, turned and left. Worried about Anna and Gabriel's safety, Nathan took a dagger and returned, but just met Saul, who was looking for him. When Nathan, having completed the awakening ceremony, did not awaken his powers, he could only be beaten and run wildly by him. But Nathan's combat skills were not bad at all. He took advantage of the opponent's moment of speech to launch a sneak attack from behind, stabbing him with a knife. And it was this stab that released Anna and the others from the paralysis spell. But this knife could not kill Saul. Just as he was about to release a fireball aimed at Nathan, Gabriel suddenly rushed out on the side and tackled him down. At this moment, he also transferred the firepower to Gabriel's body. In this critical moment of life and death, Anna used her hunting ability and directly disintegrated her father on the spot. Up to this moment, they finally understood the true meaning of the prophecy. The three finally escaped from disaster. But just then, Nathan suddenly felt a strong desire for the heart on the ground. At the same time, the fleeing sister suddenly discovered that a portal had appeared in front of her. When she walked into it, she arrived at Mercury Villa. It turned out that the sister's recent battle with Anna had rendered her unable to use her transformation magic.
Can you fix my power? No, dear.
But I can get you revenge on the ones who broke it.